Have you ever wondered why she only starts respecting you after you walk away? Why she suddenly cries, calls, and says the things she never said before, only when you finally decide to leave? Strange, isn't it? When you chased her, she ignored you. When you begged, she stayed silent. But when you stopped caring, when you finally walked away, that's when she panicked. Most men grow up believing that love means sacrifice, that to make a woman happy, you have to always be there, be patient, be understanding, prove that you're different from other men. But here's the dark truth. That's the very thing that destroys you. Because the more you show you can't live without her, the more she believes you're not worthy of respect. This is the hidden game most men never see. A quiet, psychological game. Deadly and seductive. She'll never say, "I've lost respect for you." No, she'll show it subtly. With colder tones, delayed replies, comparisons, and a growing distance you can feel but can't explain. You think you're showing love. But to her, you're showing weakness, and that's the trap, because in her mind, women don't respect the man who trades his self-worth for affection. They respect the man who knows when to walk away, even when his heart still wants to stay. Here's the truth the world never told you. Women don't respect the man who stays, they respect the man who can walk away. It sounds cruel, doesn't it? But that's the cold reality of male-female dynamics, a reality most men never see until it's too late, until they've lost their dignity, their self-respect, and the power that once defined them. First, a woman tests your strength through silence, not words. When she withdraws, goes quiet, or ignores you, it's not random. It's a test. She wants to see if you can stay composed, if you can stay centered, or if you'll fall apart just because she took her attention away. And here's the cruel twist. Every time you chase her validation, you confirm you're not leading the relationship, you're following it. Second, women respect boundaries they can't cross. If you always forgive, always excuse, and always understand, she won't feel safe with you. It sounds strange, but that's how her psychology works. She wants to know how far she can go before you say, enough. And when you say it calmly, firmly, without hate, that's when her respect for you begins. Not when you send flowers, not when you write long messages, but when you can walk away without threats, without drama, without looking back. Third, women respect loss more than certainty. When you're always available, you become invisible. But when you leave, the world around her suddenly feels empty. She begins to think, is he really not coming back? Did I lose someone who truly cared? Did I go too far? And in that moment, something inside her shifts. The ego that made her feel in control starts to crumble. She begins to miss you, not because of love, but because of the void you left behind. Imagine relationships like a game of chess. If you move out of fear of losing your queen, you'll always lose. But if you know when to pause, retreat, and sacrifice a piece for a bigger strategy, you're in control. Women can sense that. They can smell fear, neediness, weakness, even before you speak. And once they know you'll stay no matter what, they stop valuing you. It's like a slow poison dripping into your life. At first, you don't notice, but over time, it erodes your sense of self. You lose direction, confidence, and your masculine edge. You become a man who lives to please her, a man afraid to upset her, a man who constantly asks, "What did I do wrong this time?" And by then, the game is already over. She might still be with you, but her respect died long ago. Here's what she'll never admit. Deep down, a woman desires the man who could leave her, not because he doesn't care, but because he values himself. She may not say it, but she feels it. She respects the man who doesn't need her to feel complete. She respects the man who can walk away without resentment, because in a woman's world, the greatest power isn't in the man who loves the most, but in the man who controls himself the best. And once you show that strength, everything changes. Her tone softens. Her attitude shifts. She begins to seek your attention. Because now, you're not the chaser. You're the mystery. And mystery is the fuel of female attraction. Because what they can't understand, they want to conquer. What they can't control, they want to possess, but only the man who can let go holds that kind of power. Because every time you walk away, You send a silent message to her subconscious. I don't need you to be valuable, and to a woman, that message is more seductive than love itself. And this is where the bitter truth begins. The truth most men aren't ready to hear, because women don't fall in love with the man who gives them everything. They fall for the man they can't predict. The moment you become too certain, you lose your power. Once you become predictable, you stop being a challenge, and women, they feed on curiosity, mystery, and the thrill of uncertainty. When you walk away calmly, without anger or threats, you're not just leaving the relationship, you're leaving a message. I don't belong to you. I belong to myself, and that message is the highest form of power a man can hold. When you're no longer afraid to lose her, she begins to fear losing you. When you stop chasing, she starts searching, because for the first time, she feels something stronger than love: respect. That's the moment everything shifts. Her tone changes. Her eyes soften. Not because you manipulated her, but because you finally mastered yourself, and in a world full of games, self-control is the deadliest weapon. Because a woman can't control a man who isn't afraid to lose her. She can only respect him. So if right now you feel lost, broken, or abandoned, remember this. You haven't lost. You're rebuilding your power. You're showing who you are. Without fear, without masks. Let her go. Let the world think you're cold, careless, or cruel, because beneath that calmness lies a power only real men understand. The power not to beg. The power to walk away. Now you know the truth, and you only have two choices: remain a victim of the game, or rise, take control, and reclaim your life. Choose now, because time waits for no one. And women, they only respect the men who are brave enough to walk away.